Welcome back everybody to Tyre Shredders Racing and their Carrera Cup round 6 at Brands Hatch down in Kent, and this is race 2. Great racing race 1, which saw Racing Sim, well, he took the win. He was gifted it really after a bit of a coming together from Gaz. Gaz was leading for, well, most of the race actually, and then there was a bit of an unfortunate incident with U-Bender who had gone off track and came back on straight into the path of Gaz, who ended up taking a lot of damage and had to make a pit stop. So Racing Sim was kind of handed the win. He will be grateful and take it, obviously, but that does put him all the way at the back for race 2. It is a reverse grid. We also had a retirement from race 1, and I think it was Footy. Yes, it was Footy. He's managed to get whatever the problem was, got it sorted, and he is back on the grid as well. So great to have him back. And well, he actually starts on pole, as you can see. So we'll have a rundown of the grid. So yeah, as I've mentioned, Footy is now on pole position. Not been on pole before. Not been on the podium yet either. So let's just see if we can convert this pole position into a win. U-Bender, the new guy to the grid, is in second. Vane is third, Chris is fourth, Sai is fifth, Jakayla is sixth, Carlsberg 7th, Gaz is 8th, and Racing Sim, as I've mentioned already, all the way down at the back now in 9th. So a bit of work ahead of him to try and get through the grid if he wants to make it 2 wins out of 2. So let's get this race started, shall we? The second of the 2 25-minute races around Brands Hatch. This one a rolling start. The first one was a grid start. The second one is a rolling start. So everybody already on the move and pretty much up to speed as well as they go into turn 1 as Footy gets us around there. U-Bender, oh, he's already off and playing with the sand, and it's a good job he ghosted there, otherwise he could have took Gaz out again. So U-Bender unfortunately got turn 1 wrong and finds himself all the way down at the back now. Footy though streaking ahead, trying to get away from Chris and Vane. Chris holding on to second, although he is coming under a lot of attention from Vane as they go into turn 4 and onto Surtees. Side by side for Chris and Vane. Sai is in the background as well. Now it is 3 wide. Is it? I can't see. No, it's not. It is still only 2, so Sai in second. Though Sai is now taking the lead. Well, I'm going to stop shouting out the positions at the minute. It is changing that quick. It is fast and furious. Look at this. What a race. It is very crowded in there, isn't it? Oh, Sai almost into the gravel, but hanging it round the outside. Great car control from Sai. He has still got some wheels on the grass. There is just no room. And who's that? That's Vane, I think, has gone off. So Vane has gone flying. Or has he? Yes, he has. It was Vane. Wow, let's try and sort this out, shall we? We'll let them complete this lap and then we'll have a look and see where everybody is. It is so tight in there. We cannot see who's doing what. Oh, there's somebody else has gone off. I think that's Vane again. It is. It's Vane. No, dear. The last couple of turns have not been kind to him. So into turn 9 then. Sitting in 4th is Vane. Let's just see what happened. Well, I don't know. Did he have a bit of a coming together with Gaz? I'm not so sure. We'll have one more look, shall we? Well, there's a bit of a touchy-feely moment there. I'm not sure who it was. May have been Jakayla. He's having a bit of a touchy-feely with Gaz. They managed to get this bit sorted out. Heading towards turn 9, Gaz tries to make a move up at the inside. Oh, there was definitely a touch there, but we'll let the stewards look at that one as poor old Vane ends up spinning around in the kitty litter and down to 7th, 8th now as U-Bender goes by, and we've lost one again already. And I think it's Footy again, so there is some sort of technical issues that Footy's going through, and well, he'll be annoyed, won't he? But he's had to drop out of this one again, and we are only on lap 2. Wow, let's see if we can get this sorted out, shall we now? We'll have a rundown. So Si at the minute out in front, Chris in second. He's got Gaz all over him though as they go through turn 4, and Gaz got a much better exit. Tighter line into turn 4, got on the power nice and early, and has managed to squeeze himself past Chris and up into P2. So Gaz started down in 8th and he's already up to P2, and we're only on lap 2. So fantastic racing from him. Chris in 3rd, Jacala in 4th. Jacala started 6th, he's now up in 4th. I know we've lost one, so he has managed to gain a place. Carlsberg in 5th, went very, very wide air and kicking up some grass, and he's coming under a bit of attention from Racing Sim. Racing Sim, previous winner of race 1, started at the back. He's now in P6 and chasing Carlsberg with poor old Vane. Oh, and he's picked up 3 seconds as well. So really not enjoying himself out there is Vane. He's moved over. Has he moved over to and Vane's gone. Strange how the camera suddenly changes to the leader and puts you on the bumper. But anyway, so Vane has gone as well. So we've lost 2 now. We're down to 7. This is almost like demolition derby, isn't it? Hey, last man standing wins. Let's see how the rest of the guys get on as Gaz takes up his usual position at the front of the pack, and is looking to try and get himself in a bit of a comfort zone, a bit of a gap between himself and Si, who's currently sitting in 2nd. But this is where the race is at the minute. Jacala and Chris. Jacala just ahead of Chris in P3, but Chris battling hard with him to try and get that P3 back. Chris wants to get on the podium this race, doesn't he? Jacala would love to get back on there, and Chris, as I say, he'd like to have a bit of a sip of the old bubblies as well. So these two are going to go at it hard for the next few laps anyway, I'm sure. And Chris, let's jump on board with Chris as we chase Jacala down. Now we're just coming up to turn 9 at Clark Curve, and Chris, I thought he was going to go for it there, and there was a bit of a gap there up the inside, and I thought Chris was going to go for it, but he thought better of it and just backed out. A quick look behind, and we can see we've got Racing Sim coming in hot as well into turn 1, and Chris does a nice job of that, keeping the car under control up the hill into turn 2 at Druids. Getting on the power as early as you can, using that runoff. Racing Sim still sitting there in 5th, cannot find a way by as Chris gets chase after Jacala. Now there is a bit of a gap opening up, so Chris will be wanting to close that up as quickly as possible. He's not going to be in the slipstream at the minute, so he does need to get a little bit closer to Jacala. Oh, and it looks like Racing Sim has decided he wants to get by Chris, and does so. Oh, does he? Oh, it's all getting very touchy-feely out there as Chris and Racing Sim have a bit of a door-bashing session, and in the aftermath of that, Carlsberg manages to muscle his way by Chris as well, so Chris now down into 6th, so lost a couple of places there in the space of 1 turn. He is fighting back though against Carlsberg, so Chris now moves back up into 5th, Carlsberg down into 6th, Racing Sim trying to pull away from them in 4th and getting on after Si. Chris having a fantastic battle, he's right in the thick of it in these early stages of race 2. He's having a bit of a battle with Racing Sim. Now it's with Carlsberg, but Chris is in there. Carlsberg doing everything he can to get by Chris. He wants to get off after the leaders again. He would dearly love to get on the podium again. Finished 3rd in race 1, did Carlsberg, so he would dearly love to get himself back up there again. And then Hugh Bender in 7th. Well, he's a long way off, isn't he? So yeah, just having a bit of a practice for Hugh Bender, getting used to the car. Maybe his first outing, as I mentioned in race 1. It might be his first time out in this car. Nice livery though. I do like the livery. Some great decals on there, or decal. I don't know how to say that. But yeah, nice looking car. Don't scratch it up too much, Hugh Bender. The boys in the body shop won't be happy if you do, but just keep it on track and get used to the car. Meanwhile, Gaz out in front doesn't want a repeat of race 1. Now, what happened in race 1, if you missed it, well, I suggest you go back and watch it, because Gaz was leading almost from the off. And, well, it was the off, he was on pole. And he was leading the whole race. He was just about to lap Hugh Bender. Well, I think for the second time, Hugh Bender had a bit of an issue at turn 4 and came off. Now, when he came back onto the track, he actually came back on straight into the path of Gaz. And Gaz got nowhere to go. T-boned him and ended up with damage and had to come into the pits and handed the win to Racing Sim. So Gaz will have that on his mind. Now then, it's not going to be long, I don't think, before he is coming up to the back of Hugh Bender again. So he does need to put that incident out of his mind if he wants to get by him safely. Just as we go down the grid then, Jacala is in second. He'll be looking to make amends after race 1. Couldn't quite do it, could he? Only manage a 4th in race 1. Now Jacala is used to being up on the podium. He's been there quite a few times. And he is pushing hard now. Sitting second on that podium step, but he would dearly love to catch up to Gaz, who is not that far away. If you look at the top right at the little map, you can see the red triangle, the red arrow head. That is Gaz. And then if we go down to second place, Jacala, he is not that far behind him. Jacala has got Racing Sim chasing him down, with Sai putting Racing Sim under all sorts of pressure as Sai has a look up the inside at turn 9. Couldn't quite get that done, but a good effort, and he is letting Racing Sim know he's there. He is letting Racing Sim know that this is not going to be a walk in the park for him. Sai wants it. Sai wants to get on that podium, and he is coming for you, Racing Sim, so you better be careful. Sai in 4th, Chris in 5th. Now, while the two guys ahead of Chris are battling away, Chris should be able to creep up to the back of them. And, well, he's got his fingers crossed that these two have a bit of a coming together, which will allow him to move up onto, well, within striking distance of the podium. So Chris is just going to keep going, keep these two guys in sight. So, as I say, while they're battling away, he can catch up. Although they have stopped a bit, so Racing Sim has just opened up a gap, a few car lengths gap to Sai. Carlsberg down in 6. Just saw the back end of Chris going around, where's he going around? Westfield Bend. So Carlsberg not that far off of the guys ahead of him. Little group of 4. So Carlsberg will keep going, and then Hugh Bender down in 7th. Now, where is Gaz? So, yeah, Gaz will be catching up with Hugh Bender very shortly as he goes around turn 1 then for the 8th time. We are just approaching 10.5 minutes into this second 25-minute race. And, yeah, another couple of corners, and Gaz will be on to Hugh Bender, so going to be interesting to see if he can get by him safely, or will he have that incident stuck in the back of his mind, and is it going to put him off? Let's just have a quick look to see if anybody else is having a fight at the minute, and it doesn't look like they are. So I'm just going to go back up and go with Gaz, because I just want to see if he can get by Hugh Bender safely. As I say, that incident, it will be there, it will be etched in his mind. He would probably still be reeling from it, to be honest, because the race was in the bag and won. Now, as I mentioned before, Hugh Bender didn't do anything on purpose. It wasn't his fault. He didn't come onto the track on purpose to upset Gaz's race, but it happened, and Gaz will be conscious of that. So we'll jump on board with Gaz as we go around the final turn at Clark Curve onto the start-finish straight. He will see he's got Hugh Bender in front of him. Now, where does he make the move to go by him? Is Hugh Bender going to pull over? Gaz, just take your time. That's the way to do it. Nice and easy up into turn 2 as Hugh Bender goes very deep and then gets all squirrely on the exit. So that's the way to do it, Gaz. he's put that behind him, which is a good thing. So Gaz just trying to stretch his lead now. Jacala sitting in second, Racing Sim in third. Not troubling Jacala at the minute. Si in fourth. Oh, Chris has picked up a half a second penalty. Cones all over the place. So Chris with that half a second, which is going to allow Si just to pull away a little bit further. So the hopes of Chris getting onto the podium are slowly disappearing. He needs something to happen to the guys up ahead of him if he's going to get himself up there. So we'll just see Chris as he serves this penalty. The bar's starting to fill up now. It's as he goes around Sterling's at turn 8. He will be faced with the penalty zone. There it is, the markers. Brakes slammed on and then off again. So half a second, it's not a massive penalty, but it is enough to break your momentum. So poor old Chris sitting there in 5th. He can see Si up ahead, so there's no reason why he shouldn't be pushing hard to catch up to the back of him, try and force an error out of the guys in front. Carlsberg still in 6th, just cannot seem to catch up to the back of the guys ahead of him. And then poor old U-Bender, well, he's being lapped by everybody at the minute. Let's just make sure he can get by. Obviously racing etiquette is if you've got the blue flag, you should pull over when safe to do so and let the other guys by. And at the minute U-Bender is making that Porsche as wide as he can. And there we go, as Si goes by and Chris tries to go by. He's going to have to pick his moment though. He doesn't want to have a coming together with U-Bender. He's not racing U-Bender, so he just needs to try and pick his moment to get by. U-Bender needs to ease off the gas a bit and let the guys through, which they do successfully. So Gaz out in front by a long way now. So again, this race, well, it should be in the bag, and it was like that in race 1, so Gaz doesn't want to get too comfortable. You never know. Now then, the front left tyre of Gaz's car is looking, well, very sorry for itself. It's probably about 50%, maybe just over 50% worn. So that will start to hurt him. Is he going to keep going on it? Well, it does look like he's struggling a bit. He took turn 3 very wide there. So is Gaz struggling now with the wear on that front left? If he has to make a pit stop, then that's going to be another race that he's going to end up throwing away, because Jacala is close enough to actually take over the lead of this race if Gaz makes a pit stop. Gaz may well make a pit stop, change the tyres, and think that he's got enough time left to actually regain the position. This is going to be interesting to see what happens. If Gaz is struggling on those tyres, he may well come into the pits. Let's just stick with him for the next couple of turns just to see if he stays out on track with, well, 10 minutes to go. I'm not even sure that Gaz is going to make it to the end of the race with the state of that front left tyre. He is staying out. Jacala's tyres are not that much better, but they are better. They're about 40% at the minute wear on the front left, whereas Gaz is really getting through his tyres. Jacala's looking after them a bit better. Si doing the same as well. He's managing to look after his. He's currently sitting in 3rd. Chris looking after his tyres so much better than the guys in front of him. So Chris is going to be okay all the way to the end of the race. He's on half a tank of fuel as well, and well, we're more than halfway, so Chris can make it to the end of the race. He's just got to keep it nice and steady. Currently sitting in P4, and with Si in P3 just ahead of him, and well, he's there for the taking, isn't he? Plenty of racing still to go. We've got another 8.5 minutes to go yet. So at least, what, another 6 laps, I would say, 5-6 laps. So Chris sensing a podium. currently sitting in 4th. And this is about as close as we're going to get to a battle. Let's just have a quick flick down the pack and see what's happening. Carlsberg in 5th, Racing Sim in 6th. So he's got damage. So what happens with Racing Sim? He's not battling with Bender, surely. But, oh, never touched there. But Racing Sim all the way down in 6th. Definitely an issue because he's got damage on the front. So I'm sorry we missed that one, but Racing Sim has got it all to do now. He's either going to have to come into the pits to get that damage repaired, or he's going to have to try and cope with it. Because it's on the front, it is probably going to upset the aerodynamics of the car, so handling could become a bit of a problem for Racing Sim, with you Bender in 7th. Back up to the top then, and Gaz, yeah, that front left is definitely starting to hurt him now. Although the lap times would not suggest it, they are steady 126s. The fastest lap at the minute belongs to Gaz, a 125.4, but that was on lap 4, a good 8 laps ago. So time is slipping, but then again you would expect that with the tyres deteriorating. But on the other hand, the fuel is going down as well, so the cars are lighter. But we shall see. I've got a feeling that Gaz is going to have to come into the pits and change that tyre. And there we go, yes, just as we predicted, Gaz into the pits. Not what he wanted, I'm sure, because Jacala is going to stay out, and he is going to take over the lead of this race. Let's just see where Gaz is. Gaz is starting his way out of the pits. Oh no, he's picked up 3 seconds for a pit lane infringement. He will be cut. Well, I just don't believe Gaz's luck, actually. He was leading all of race 1 and then gifted it to Racing Sim, and race 2 he has just handed the race over to Jacala. So Gaz now at his damage limitation, really it is try and finish as high up as you can. He's not going to get the win with what, 5.5 minutes to go. He's got a 3-second penalty, and he currently in 2nd. Wow, that is bad luck for Gaz. He has really done some fantastic racing today down in at Brands Hatch, but the penalty gods have not smiled on him today. Where is Chris? I think Chris is just too far back, actually, to well, Chris has moved up into 3rd, so he's got by size. So great work from Chris. Chris gets himself up onto the podium, but he's just too far back, I think, from Gaz. Where is he? That Gaz serves his penalty, and he's now coming around turn 9. Now Chris will get closer, obviously, but I don't think he's going to get close enough to get himself up into P2. Let's just try and get a look at this shot here and see if we can see Gaz up ahead. Oh no, we can't. Ty in 4th. Just looking at the tyres, and Chris's tyres are slightly better than than Ty's, so Chris really should be able to hold on to this P3. We are just coming up to 21 minutes, so 4 minutes of racing left. So if Ty wants to get himself onto the podium, he needs to do something within the next lap or 2. And he is putting the pressure on. We'll go on board with Ty as we head on down Pilgrim's Drop towards Hawthorne Hill, and at the very bottom you can see Hawthorne Bend at turn 5, and Ty doing everything he can to keep up with Chris, but as I say, the tyres slightly better on Chris's car. Nicely done though there from Ty. Good line through them couple of turns as he goes up through. Oh, just as I say that, commentator's curse, he ends up on the grass, which has just allowed Chris to get that little bit further up the road. So we will get out there and we will leave sight alone. Carlsberg sitting in 5th. He's having a bit of a battle with Racing Sim. Carlsberg trying to keep Racing Sim behind him. Racing Sim just could not get on with this this second race. We missed it, but I think he's had well, either coming together with Barry R or one of the other cars, but he has got damage at the front. He's not decided to come in and get it repaired. He stayed out there, but I think he's suffering because of it, and now finds himself down in 6th. So he's gone from winning race 1. Well, it was handed to him, but he'll take it. So he won race 1, and now he is down in 6th. With only 7 on the grid now. We started off with 9, but unfortunately we lost Footy due to technical issues, and also Vane a couple of laps later had to retire as well, so just down to the 7 as Racing Sim tries to put Carlsberg under a lot of pressure and try and force him. Oh, the Porsche getting a bit of a squirrel on there from Racing Sim. Managed to hold on to it though, and he's pushing Carlsberg all the way. If Carlsberg wants to hold on to that P5, he's going to have to earn it. Racing Sim having a look at the inside at turn 8 and gets the job done. Great move from Racing Sim, very late on the brakes, but managed to get that car slowed down enough as they went into the turn, and now moves up into P5. So it is up to Carlsberg now to try and put the pressure on Racing Sim and force a mistake from him. Let's go back up to the top. Jacala out in front. Oh, who's that that's gone off? Oh, it's Gaz. Gaz has gone off again. What is happening? These two having a proper fight. Into turn 2 at Druids they go. Gaz going around the outside, probably looking for the cutback, but Jacala was wise to that. Jacala gets himself on the inside as they go down the hill towards turn 3. Oh, there was a bit of a touch there as Gaz goes way off and starts to cut the grass. Gets himself back on track. Well, yeah, I don't think there was anything intentional. We will have one more look at that, shall we? In fact, we'll go back a little bit further because the battling that these two seem to be doing looked great. So into turn 1, Gaz seemed to get the better exit. Jacala, though, defending for all he can into Druids. Then they start on down the hill. Jacala managed to get himself on the inside line. Whoa, he didn't really give Gaz a lot of room, did he? And poor old Gaz, as I said, ends up going off to cut some grass, gets himself back on track. Again, not for me to call. We'll let the stewards look at that one. But I don't think there was a lot of room there for Gaz. Been very, very unlucky at Brands Hatch as Gaz, as I've mentioned already. But he still managed to get himself up on the podium in race 1. Let's see if he can hold on to P2. Here we are into the last minute. So last lap, where's Jacala? Yeah, it will be the last lap for Jacala as he goes. Or will it? No, I think Jacala might actually get another lap in. Oh, now then, somebody has parked up. U-Bender has parked on the start-finish line, which has caused a yellow flag. Jacala goes through. Gaz goes through. Chris, he's going to get another lap in, and Sai. Let's have a look. So Racing Sim could be the first one to finish this race. And does so. So Racing Sim across the line in 5th. Carlsberg gets 6th. U-Bender will get 7th as he crosses the line. So Jacala out in front. Just got to hold on for a few more turns. Gaz is definitely catching. At the minute though, it is Jacala's to lose as we go down Hawthorns for the very last time. Gaz doing everything he can to get closer to Jacala, hoping that Jacala makes a mistake. It is almost like Jacala has took his foot off the gas. Well, he may have took his foot off the gas because he is running out of fuel. he'll definitely have enough to finish the race, so whether there's a bit of fuel saving been going on, I don't know, but Gas, he's using every inch of the track to try and get this place back. Oh, he's sliding everywhere. No, hold on to it. Gas is going everywhere, but Chicala has just got the final turn. If he can keep it on the tarmac, the race is his. Gas done everything he could to regain that position, but couldn't do it. Chicala first, Gaz in second, and Chris, a fantastic result and race from Chris to take third. Well done to him, with Sy crossing the line in fourth. So poor old Gaz, twice a bridesmaid at Brands Hatch, but fantastic racing nevertheless. Join me next week. Let's have a look. Where are we going to be next week? I will tell you. Let's have a quick look for round 7, and we are going to be at Monza, another fantastic track. So yeah, Monza next week for round 7, so hopefully you can join me then. In the meantime, take care, and I shall catch you all soon.